Hello, and welcome to my holiday guide video. Today I'm going to be going over who I would argue is probably Deadlock's hardest character, if not one of the hardest. Just because all of her abilities are a little bit wonky and a little bit unintuitive until you know the tricks to make them really work. And that's mostly what this video is about. I'll be going over a couple of key items that I really like to run on her, but I'm not going to force you down any different build. This is not a build guide, it's just a character guide. So let's just get right in there. And I'm not going to read you the abilities specifically. I'm going to trust that you can do that. I'm just going to be showing you how to use them. Alright, let's hop into the powder keg. So your first ability is just this powder keg barrel. And it's honestly your bread and butter, especially with damage. And the main way you use this awkward sucker is don't roll it and shoot it, because that can be very weird and enemies can dash past that. Instead, you jump, barrel, melee. If you do it quick enough, sometimes the animation doesn't show like that. Like the animation of me punching didn't show, but I did punch. And so I highly recommend you bind your punch key to like a side mouse button if you have one, or to an easier key to hit, rather than B. B is going to be a little awkward if I think anyways, pressing it all the time. And then so the main way to use it is like that. But this can also be used with some range, but not a whole lot. There we go. And the best way to do it when they're getting farther away is just a double jump. And you can of course combo this with your jump pad to whee! A little too high almost, but I got him. And then the next tip on it is just when you're hitting enemies with it, it'll knock them up, and that sets up an easy crack shot usually. Oh, I missed it there. Low, easy. And that also makes it easier for you to jump pad onto them and get the extra damage that way. And then I think the final tip, the main one that's also pretty important, is in lane, don't be afraid to roll it, because you can use it to hit enemies from behind cover. If you got an enemy right there, you can just roll a barrel and hit them, and it'll hit them. Here, I think I can spawn sucker right there, and then just boom. And it's pretty forgiving with line of sight. Oh, I missed. Yeah, it's pretty forgiving with line of sight too. So I think those are all three tips for the barrel really. Pop people up, hit them in the head, get up in the air for farther range, and that's your main way of using it. Trying to do this is pretty hard. I've played Holiday a lot, so I can kind of land this, but it's not consistent or easy. The only time I really do that is over here. If I'm on low ground in lane, I might do this. But even, I mean, look at how predictable that is versus this, which is like, sure, it's predictable, but it's so fast. Like, it's more likely to hit them. And I think that about covers the barrel. Onto your second ability, the jump pad. The main tip with the jump pad is to dash cancel it. So you can use the jump pad and then dash, and it'll let you do the stomp damage, which doesn't seem too high. But there's a couple combos later that utilize it really nicely. And if you're going Spirit Holiday, you're usually going to level up this bounce pad to get this third level pretty quickly. Because this third level makes your jump pad do a ton of damage. I mean, it did 80 right there, and now it's going to do 155. And that's without any items or anything. I think that's more than my barrel, right? Yeah, that's more than the barrel right now. Obviously with items and stuff, that changes on which one's going to do more damage, but do not miss out on that damage. And then the second main tip is to keep in mind they stay and that enemies can use them too. So if you're running away, you might just give an Infernus a free jump pad or something, or a Dynamo a free jump. Like, so be wary of how you're going to use these suckers. You can don't be afraid to use them to escape. Especially since you can scam them a lot or spam them a lot later in the game. It's all about how you utilize your jump pads for getting out. And then that also works with your teammates, of course. So if you have a teammate either on comms or push to talk to them. God forbid. And then you can set up alt wombo combos where you got a warden standing right here charging up his ult, and he takes the jump pad over to the enemy. Well, I think that about covers the jump pad. There's not like too much more to it outside of the dash canceling stuff. I mean, obviously keep track of how much stamina you have. If you're fully out of stamina, you're not going to be able to dash cancel. I mean, that goes without saying. You can also utilize Warpstone with this, and Warpstone is one of my favorite items on Holiday, partially because of that. But it's a bit wonky, because if you do this... Oh, no. Never mind. Oh, before it was like saving up the explosion. Okay, never mind. We're good. Don't worry about that. Okay, and then your third ability is just Crack Shot. And there's not too much to say with Crack Shot outside of like using it with the barrel to get an easy headshot. And then, I don't know, aim gooder. Have good aim. I go into practice ranges or whatever. But the only tip I can really give is to use it on enemy lane minions, as this is a good way to just clear a minion pretty dang quickly. And wave management is like a whole video in itself, but it's important to be able to clear waves quick. Guardians honestly suck at killing troopers, so if you can push the troopers up to the Guardians pretty consistently, you can probably take that Guardian really fast. I mean, that's just the quick of it. So use Crack Shot to poke, use it in general. Use it with your barrel for easy headshots. It's got a really long cooldown on heroes, but it has a 50% quicker cooldown on NPCs. So it's only 10 seconds. 20 seconds on heroes, 10 seconds on NPCs, which is why I recommend also using it to clear waves. Alright, and then the last ability is just the lasso, which is also going to be a lot of talking and a lot of combo talk. And that's going to kind of suck. But the main thing with the lasso is if you don't combo with it, it's basically just a worse bebop hook. So you got to learn your Holiday combo. And that is going to be lasso, jump pad, air dash, cold front, and barrel. And that's your big combo. And yes, I bought cold front like in between edits. Don't worry about it. Throw in a Crack Shot. That's your big combo. You're going to be doing that kind of all the time. It's pretty important to practice it. Yamato. Shoot them before they escape. I've been experimenting. You can double barrel. If I buy some items, so I'm showing I'm not... I think I only really need rapid recharge. But you can double barrel. Oh my god, I ruined that. Yeah, let's try that again. Sorry, I have a weird geometry. But the geometry of it, you have to be near a wall-ish. And then you can lasso, barrel, jump pad, dash, and then just in time, and you can get 2 barrels off. It's a little tricky. I shouldn't be saying it while I'm doing it because it's a little tricky, but you can do it. It's totally doable, and you can run duration extender if you want to make your lasso last long enough to make it easier. Oh, and you're probably going to level it up occasionally, and that's going to also help. But even without the duration stuff, you can still do it. So that's a nice trick to keep in the bag. And then outside of that combo, I mean, there's just the generic stuff where you use it to just kidnap someone, jump pad out of there, dash, do that into your team, and then your team comes and loads up. So you can do a slower version too, like that, where you're just trying to get them. I still recommend doing a little dash cancel just so you can cover more ground. But I think that honestly covers lasso. I've been running duration extender a little bit to get more double barrels. I should maybe try getting a triple barrel out. That would be really funny. But I think that does cover lasso. Alright, and then the final part of this video is just general laning tips and like what I would consider your role as Holiday. In lane, they said use crack shot. Crack shot? Yeah, crack shot. Use crack shot to like help clear waves occasionally, throw in some punches, normal deadlock stuff. Also obviously utilize it to poke. Like I'm not saying don't poke with it. And then use your barrels to poke a ton. For sure. On any enemies you can surprise with it. Any enemies you can kind of snipe with it, or you can poke them behind cover. And then mid game, Holiday really opens up because I would kind of compare it to a paradox, where you have a lot of poke, and then mid game you really want to just gank because you can gank so well with just lasso and everything. Lasso and jump pads, doing this from a side lane to mid or from mid to a side lane. You can just set up really good ganks, and your jump pads make you very mobile. You can jump pad in, and then after the gank, you can come back and jump pad out. So in mid-game, you're roaming around more, but don't neglect lanes. Lanes give a ton of souls. So you're roaming around, grabbing ganks, grabbing farm. Not necessarily power farming, but you totally can. And I also want to show you that you can do a lot of structure damage. That's probably the easiest way to do it. Against walkers, you can do this. But honestly, just doing this is easy. And yeah, you do a lot of structure damage. Especially as you get later into your build. But regardless of the Holiday build, you'll probably just do a ton. I think I about covered it. Oh. If you're running Spirit Holiday, which I usually do, you also... This is how you teamfight. You're doing that a lot. A whole lot of these. You're a walk-in AC 130. But that's another big gameplay thing I'm talking about. It's the fact that you're an AC 130, destroy structures, and then similar to Paradox, you generate a lot of hits. And I think that about covers the gameplay. Utilize combos to get sneaky picks. Drag enemies into your team while you're comboing them so they're just taking a ton of damage. Don't be mad if your teammates take kills from you, you know. Lassoing a target isn't really getting you a kill as much as it's probably giving a teammate a kill. And that's fine. It's not a big deal. It's more about the kill itself and the pressure that comes from the enemy being dead than it is about you and your souls in particular. Don't be so greedy. But at the same time, don't be afraid to steal some kills here and there. Alright, thank you for watching my Holiday video guide video. This is the first video I've ever made, so I'm really sorry if the editing's all over the place and the jump cuts are disorienting. I'm still working on it. But thank you for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and maybe tell me who I should do next. Alright, other than that, love ya and have a good one.